Hey guys, so today I'm gonna do a makeup tutorial on my everyday makeup look. I got a lot of requests for this. I'm super excited to show you guys all the products that I use and the techniques. Also, if you have any other requests on just anything, please let me know. I absolutely love doing this. I really want to do what you guys want to see, what you want to read about. So yeah, just let me know and let's get started. What I do before I do my makeup is I cleanse it and moisturize it. So I just use the Proactive that I use that I showed in my skincare routine 2 blog posts back. So I just use the first, second, and the third step and just get my face really clean before I put all my makeup on. You want a really clean palette so that you don't have any extra oils or dirt on your face that could just kind of get in the way of the makeup and not make it look as good. So the first thing for makeup is I use this primer and I prime my whole face. This is NYX Studio Perfect Photo Loving Primer. So this is just clear and I just put it all over my face and just rub it in with my fingers. Primer is really important for face makeup and eye makeup because it allows it to stay on all day long. Before I really got into primer, I noticed that makeup would just kind of slide around on my face, and obviously that's not what you want. So the next thing that I do is I use a concealer that's actually green. So what this is going to do, actually just going to cancel that redness out. So it's going to help really give you that full coverage that you're going to want for your acne. So this is also NYX. I use a lot of NYX stuff. This is Above and Beyond Full Coverage Concealer. I just use a brush that looks like this, and then I'm just gonna put it on those spots that I just really want that coverage for. And on it, it's just more of a fluffier brush, and I go back in and kind of just dull that bright green out a little bit. That's done. Then I go in obviously with my foundation. I use a liquid foundation. This one's called Revlon Photoready Airbrush Effect. I love this stuff. It's been my favorite foundation that I've used. I've used it for probably a little over a year and I don't see myself really using anything else. So I just go in and actually it's got a pump, so I just pump a few pumps on the spots, the big spots, and then I go in with a beauty blender. My color is in 004 Nude. So after I'm done with that, I like to go in with a brush that looks like this and put my foundation on it and go in on my neck just so that it all matches. Alright, so next I use Revlon Colorstay Concealer. This is what I use for brightening my face up, doing that, highlighting in those spots. So I just make stripes with the stick under my eyes first. I use this under my eyes because I've got a little bit of dark circles. So then on your chin, right above your lip, so in all of these spots is where I put it. And then again, going in with a damp beauty blender and just blending that in. So then next I go in and do my contouring with NYX Gotcha Covered. This color obviously is going to be darker shade than your normal foundation because you want that contouring to be there. This is an Ebony, and again I'm going to be using a damp beauty blender to rub this in, but this is just a squeeze, so I just do squeezes, but it's like right if you make a fish face, so it should be in line with that. And then I like to go underneath my lip as well It just kind of defines my lips, make them look a little bit fuller. And then obviously I want to cut those creases in. So then again, damp beauty blender. I use two separate ones for my highlighting and my contouring, just to keep them separate. And then since this is just the everyday look, I don't use a ton of this stuff. As you can see, these stripes that I made are not super defined or super long. Just so you get a little definition, but not a ton. I would use more for like an evening look probably. So once you got that done, I like to sometimes go back in with my concealer and my light stuff and cut that back down a little bit. Sometimes it goes a little too far out, more than I would want it to. So I just go back in with that stuff to kind of touch up. Photogenic finishing powder. This is just in the white powder. It's translucent, so it's going to show up when I put it on there, but once you start brushing it off, there might be a little bit there, and you're not going to be able to see it. So go in with it, and I start right underneath where I put the contouring. So I'm going to kind of chisel my cheek out a little bit more, and then you're going to go on your nose and do a swipe there, and then stick it underneath of your eyes, like that, and then on the other side. And right here, I do this in the same spots that I have my highlight. Okay, so this basically is just going to sit on for a little bit. This step is called baking. If you haven't heard of it, I use this actually every day. I do use it in my everyday makeup because I feel like it just keeps my makeup on a lot longer and it keeps it staying nice. And also, I hate being shiny, so I also feel like this helps a ton. It just doesn't really get that way when I do this. So then, after that, while this is all setting in, I go to my eyes, and I use this primer just from Ulta. It's eye primer in Champagne, so it looks like this. I like this because it's got a little bit of shimmer in it, and I like that brightness on my eyes. So basically, just going to go in with like a teeny tiny little dab and just rub it all over my eyelids. Like that. And then eyeshadow for every day is super easy. I use Urban Decay Naked, the Ultimate Basics for this because these don't really have any shimmer in them. They're all just matte. So looks like this. It's got a ton of fun colors. I absolutely love this palette. And I'm just going to be using this first one here. It's called Blow. And this one's just a really light color. Like I said earlier, I like my eyes to be bright on just the everyday day. I'm just going to use the brush that actually just came with it. So it looks like this. If you don't have this palette or this brush, you can get brushes like this anywhere. I get actually all of my makeup products from Ulta. So I just have found that Ulta has everything that I want, and it's got the expensive stuff and the inexpensive stuff. They have hair products too. They have fragrances. You basically just get anything you want there. And I personally use pretty inexpensive stuff, so all this stuff that you're going to be seeing today is very inexpensive, and I've just found that I haven't really found a difference yet. If you do, that's fine, but just personally for me, I like to stay on more of the inexpensive side, which will make it easier for you guys too. So then, For my eyeliner, I actually do something a little bit different. I have two brushes like this. They're angled brushes, Ulta, just probably like $5-10. The angle that I'm gonna be using this for my eyeliner. I actually am gonna be using eyeshadow. I've actually done this for a while, and it's just worked for me, and I like doing it. So I'll just be getting this a little bit wet, and then using the Blackjack on this palette, and then trying and making a slight wing, and then just pulling it over, not super thick. I'm gonna go back and fix the wings, just kind of touch them up. I'll use my concealer and put it on a brush like this and just do it like right on the edges so you can have that concealer right there, and then go in and fix it up. Got my wings, and then after that I'm going to do my mascara. So I'm going to use just a regular old eyelash curler and go in on both eyes and just hold for a few seconds. You really don't want to do this after you do your mascara because it will pull out your eyelashes. Trust me, I've done it before. So then for my mascara, I actually use you're gonna laugh at me. I use a primer, and it's called They're Real. It's by Benefit. I use Benefit for both of my mascaras. So this is just a primer, and I'm going to just really quickly just brush it on the top lashes. You don't need a ton, just a little bit. So it's tinted, and you can see I've got a little on, not a ton. The real stuff that I use is Roller-Lash by Benefit. This stuff is amazing. It's the best mascara I've ever used. It's a little bit more expensive. I think it's $24. But I promise you it's the best. I don't buy expensive makeup, but this stuff I compromise for. So it's got a little bit of a curved edge right there. And so basically what this does is it curls your eyelashes as you're applying it. So, and I sometimes go on the back of my eyelashes too, just to make it a little bit fuller looking. And then just finish with that. And then I also do my bottom lashes. Okay, so once you've got that on, as you can see, super long, love this stuff, it's great. Once you got that on, we're going to go in and do our eyebrows. So I use a little bit of a eyebrow brush, and I just go in and pull those over to how I like. Okay. And then I use another angled brush. I've got two separate ones. And I use Dipbrow by Anastasia. Beverly Hills. Looks like this. This color is in Ebony. I personally like my eyebrows a little bit darker. But obviously, it comes in a ton of colors. You can get whatever color you want. So I start by doing the bottom part of my brow and just creating the shape. So I just curve it down like that. You don't need a ton of this stuff. This stuff goes very far. And then go on the top part and create the shape that you want. So some people like it to look a little bit differently. Mine, I like it to look like this. And then I go in and just fill it in. On this part of your brow, I'm just going to be angling this upward and just drawing little lines. . 'Cause like that. And I know I messed up. I'm going to go back in and fix it up with concealer because concealer fixes all problems. So then once you've got how much you want on your brow, I'm going to go back in with my concealer like I said, fix it up. Okay, so then I'm going to go in with my fan brush and just brush this all off. So next step is bronzer. I use Rimmel London Natural Bronze. This one's in 021 Sunlight. I'm just going to go in with this sculpting brush. It looks like this. I just kind of use one side and just go in the same places that I contoured. Well, once that's on, we're going to go in with our highlighting, this shimmery fun stuff. This is in Revolution. It's called Vivid. Baked highlighting powder, Radiant Lights. It's this like light pinkish white color, and I'm just going to go in on my cheekbones. And the bridge of my nose. Cupid's bow. Other cheek. And my brow bones. Alright, so that's that. So then for my lips, super easy, 2 steps. Chapstick, I use Classic Strawberry. I love chapstick. It's my favorite brand of chapstick. And then the next is this lipstick called Moxie Make Your Move. It's by Bare Minerals. Looks like this. Super creamy, doesn't dry on my lips. Used it for forever. It's my favorite lipstick. So there you have it. That's the final everyday look. I hope you guys enjoyed.